Student ownership of learning mean to you? Several years ago, I was a facilitator for a session for the county that I work in, and the title of the session was called From a Sage on the Stage to a Guide on the Side, right? And that was a complete guide of how to change your classroom, transform your classroom from being the lecturer, the giver of all knowledge, to being the facilitator of learning, right? To give that power back to students. So, what do I see as student ownership? The key things are that one, that it's self-directed, right? These students find things that are interesting. They can't just find it out of thin air. You give them all of this input, and then they are able to find things that they find interesting. You offer those key foundations where they are able to look for things that they need. It's relevant to their life. So students are going to be more interested in things that are relevant to their life. So if students have the ability to direct their learning, right? They have the ability to find relevance in it, then they're going to also have a stake in it. They're going to have this internal motivation where they're going to want to do well. They're going to want to learn more. They're going to ask more questions. Now, when you turn your classroom into this place where the students are directing learning and you are facilitating that learning, how do you know that the students have learned? Well, one of the things that we talked about in this session is output, assessments. How do they look? The learning is evident through the portfolios, the authentic materials that you might produce or use in your projects. So when we think of student ownership, the key things I want to think about are self-direction, relevance, and learning being evident by the projects that they produce.